The Shark Deck.
Hello again, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. You know, sometimes you just need one more hug, and an 8-year-old sure did. His dad was leaving for work. Isaiah ran out the door, barefoot, pajamas. Dad's in the driveway. Isaiah flags him down. Dad gets out of the truck, and they shared a hug. This was captured on the family's doorbell camera and got uploaded to TikTok. It has amassed 1.5 million views. Dad captured the photo. The I've got to go to work hugs always hit a little different. I probably have to give like 5 hugs a morning to each kid. Anytime they ask for it, I always go for it. I never turn down a hug. Isaiah said, he forgot to give me a hug, and I wanted one. He was going off for work, so I was like, I gotta go get him now. Mom laughed and said, did he forget to give you a hug, or did he forget to give you a 10th hug? Hey, have you ever been to a Turkish bath? Well, good news. Following a 13-year-old restoration project, a historic bath in Istanbul has reopened after centuries of neglect. It's back open now. It features antique and contemporary bathing and spa facilities, a private garden, and a museum to showcase the history of the baths and other like it. They found this thing in 2011. They were doing some digging, and they found the foundations of the building, including Roman artifacts and original cisterns built by the Byzantines, which fed hot water into the baths. 16th century builder Mimar Sinan was commissioned by a royal admiral to build the baths. He is considered the greatest architect of the Ottoman Empire and built bridges, mosques, Quranic schools, and mausoleums across the whole Near East. Many proclaim him the equal of Michelangelo. He also built 48 public and private bathhouses. In places where it could be done, the walls' original, beautiful 18th and 19th century paintings were left exposed. In places where they were too ruined, they've been covered over by new material. Hey, good news if your name is Jupiter. 30 years from now, you might have one of the most popular names. Pamela Redmond is a baby name expert. She and her staff looked through hundreds of names that were given to less than 25 babies in 2020 to find the trendiest names of the future. Here are the forecasted popular names in 2050. Are you ready? Girl names: Cosima, Dot, Iceland, Louie, Maud, Mavi, Morgana, Pax, Riviera, Snow, Vega, Wanda, Willoughby, Zeta, Alary, Franklin, Ione, Lunaros, Pandora, Pixie, Prairie, Vita, Willoughby, and Zoe with an X. For the boys: Albie, Barney, Clement, Cyprian, Elima, Elysian, Florian, Hale, Helix, Hermes, Isidore, Evo, Jupiter, Kanoa, Merritt, Ned, Oaks, Oxford, Rasmus, Ridger, Rourke, Tennessee, Vision, and Wilbur. Asha was out for a walk in the woods and saw a white deer, she said. The white one came so close, it was less than 10 feet away. It was so beautiful and cute. After I saw the deer, I read the chances of spotting one was around 1 in 30,000. Apparently, it's really good luck to see one, so I'm going to buy a lottery ticket. We never saw one before, and my dad was like, are you sure it was a deer, not a goat? There's photos. It's a deer. The deer had what's known as leucism, a recessive genetic trait that differs from albino animals. Leucism is the lack of pigment cells across most of the body. White animals tend not to survive long in the wild since, they're not camouflage. But the theory here is a lot of deer are killed by hunters, and if a hunter sees a white one, they're like, I'll let that one go. And good news for Stonemason Willie, who had been lying in an open coffin in Reading, Pennsylvania for 128 years. Little was known about him other than he was picked up while drunkenly walking the streets of Reading one night in 1895. And then a couple days later for breaking into a boarding house. A prison warden noted he was 5'11" and had sandy brown hair and a mustache. Generations of school children and other visitors have paid their respects at a funeral home in Reading, which has cared for Willie's remains since he died in custody shortly after a second arrest. He has now been given a proper burial and a name. The funeral home's director said researchers are near certain that Stonemason Willie was James Murphy, a New Yorker of Irish descent who was in Reading for a convention. A granite tombstone was placed at his gravesite with both of his names, and a large informational bronze relief detailing his story will be eventually installed too. One local said he first saw Willie in 1949. It was a rite of passage. Everyone had to go see Stonemason Willie. There were some signs that Willie wasn't ready to go. As they were getting ready to transport him, the elevator from the funeral home's second floor broke down. Then the hearse overheated and had to be towed to a mechanic. So then they made an arrangement for Willie to make his way through the city in a motorcycle-drawn horse. Halfway through the parade, the motorcycle died, and they had to call a backup hearse. It rained that day, but as they headed back to the funeral home, the sun came out, and they took it as one more sign. That's your 5 good news stories for today. If you enjoy the show, tell a friend about it. You can all follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you're on Android, the Overcast app, wherever you get your shows, You have a great day, huh?